welcome back to another exciting episode of Life at the Speed of Childhood. I'm your host, Annabelle. Chinese New Year is coming up this week. In today's episode, I'll share some of our favorite activities. Also, did you know that on January 28th, it's International Lego Day? It is, and we love Legos. Stay tuned through the end of the episode, and I'll share with you some of our favorite family sets, and also 2 must-have tools for Lego beginners. All that and more, stay tuned. Okay everyone, it's time for our daily share. I want to start with sharing a picture with you of what you would have seen if you had walked into our living room last night. Here it is. So I was in the kitchen and our kiddo was in the living room just playing. So I walk into the living room just to check on her and see what she's doing. And this is basically the scene that greeted me. So in my mind, I'm just like, whoa, the furniture is completely rearranged. Again, it looks completely bonkers. And while I was a bit surprised, mostly at the relative speed and the quiet in which all of this occurred, I can't say that this is at all new. I just laugh because like kids' design aesthetic is just, for me, completely wonky and hilarious. Like life before kids, the furniture just stayed where it was. It just, it was very predictable, new dynamic furniture setups to navigate throughout the day. Whereas like now life with kids is just us knowing that at any given point throughout the day, we're gonna walk into the living room and it could very easily look like this or even worse. And that like, it doesn't matter how many times we put things back in their proper place, they're just not going to stay there. And in our house, this is just completely normal. Hubby and I know this is just something that we might walk into one day. When I saw this, I kind of just cracked myself up because I was just like, this is so normal for us. But I imagine if we just had a visitor who like popped on over, this is what they would see. And like I said, this wasn't even the wackiest arrangement that we've seen, but they would just probably be like, what in the world? Like, what is your living room, everyone? Although, I feel like pet owners, especially cat pet owners, I feel like they might also be in a similar situation. I don't know, but let me know in the comment section. What about all of you? Like, is this just happening like in our family, or are other people also going through this wonky furniture Tetris situation? What is the craziest setup that your kiddo or your pet has left you with? All right, now that I got that out there, Chinese New Year is January 29th. So happy Chinese New Year to all of you who celebrate. It's the year of the snake, and it's supposed to symbolize growth, reflection, and personal transformation. So even though I'm from New York, where we do have some pretty awesome Chinese New Year celebrations, my favorite Chinese New Year celebration actually happened when I used to live and teach in Hong Kong. I had such a great time. My landlady at the time she was really a delightful woman. She was very kind to me. She taught me all about her family's Chinese New Year traditions and why they followed them. And they also took me out to dim sum multiple times, which I thought was so nice of them. They knew that my family was back in New York and I was there for the year to teach, and they were just really kind to invite me over to feast with them and celebrate with the new year. A teacher friend of mine even gifted me with my first red envelope of money, which I was completely not expecting, and I didn't even understand what the tradition really was at the time. And she explained to me that people will often give children or unmarried friends and family members a red envelope with money in it, and so she was doing that for me, and I just thought like, wow, that was really kind of you. Thank you. I didn't even know this was a thing, but I appreciated it. My teacher friends even took me out to the Chinese New Year parade, and it was just huge and amazing, and I was so blown away by the fireworks display. I've never seen fireworks like that. I'm from New York. I've seen some pretty cool fireworks display, but I just never seen fireworks like the way they had them there. They had fireworks in the shape of the zodiac animal for that year, and I was just like, whoa, I didn't know we could do that. That's pretty cool. And it was just such a great time. I have really fond memories from that time in my life. It was just after college. I was teaching abroad for a year, and I made some really great friends and learned some really awesome traditions. And yeah, I always just keep those really nice memories with me. In our household, we do try to teach our kiddo about different holidays and about different cultures. So for the past few days, we've been reading books on Chinese New Year. You may have figured this out about me by now, but one of my favorite introductory tools for teaching kids about different cultures or holidays or anything like that is through books. So we've been reading some Chinese New Year books. We read Popoa's Lucky Chinese New Year by Virginia Low Hagen, a book that talks about some of the do's and don'ts that some Chinese families follow to bring in the new year. We also read Chelsea's Chinese New Year by Lisa Bullard and Chinese New Year by Lisa J. Amstutz. Both books provide easily accessible information for kids to introduce them to Chinese New Year. We still have many more books to go. If you have some awesome recommendations, let me know in the comments section and I will check those out. Another way we plan to celebrate Chinese New Year is to actually go to some of our local events. We're pretty lucky our community does have some Chinese New Year events. There's a Chinese New Year parade. There's actually, I think, a couple of them occurring nearby. So we're going to try to check some of those out either this weekend or next weekend, depending on how the weather holds up. We've been to a couple of events before. They're really awesome. There's usually a lot of kids-friendly activities to do, some crafts. There's also really delicious food. And some of the events near us are actually putting on lion and dragon dances, which I think our kiddo will really enjoy and I really enjoy watching, so we're excited to see those. Speaking of activities, we're actually planning to make some paper lantern crafts just here in our home to celebrate the new year, just to decorate our house. We've done it for the past couple of years and we've really enjoyed it. Our kiddo enjoys it, and I think now that she's a little older and can help out more with some of the steps in the craft making process, I think she'll get more out of it. And also she really loves decorating the house for every holiday, so we usually put up lots of crafts around the house for every holiday. How about all of you? What are some of your favorite Chinese New Year traditions, events, activities, or books that you're reading to your kiddos? Let me know in the comment section. Next up, life at the speed of childhood. So on January 28th, it's International Lego Day. I didn't know there was even such a thing, but I'm so glad that I know that now. And PSA, you don't actually say Legos. It's just Lego. Lego bricks, if you want to be plural with it. But it's not Legos. It's not like I'm building Legos. It's I'm building with my Lego bricks, or I'm building Lego sets. I only just learned that. I've definitely said Legos before. I definitely say Legos occasionally now. I'm trying not to because I'm trying to be, respectful of what the term is. But yeah, so in case you didn't know, now you know it's not Legos, it's Lego bricks or Lego sets. Anyway, grammar police. Our family loves Lego. Building with Lego has become kind of like a rite of passage in our family. Whenever family or friends come to visit us, our kiddo has them building with her. Exhibit A. Here's a photo from Christmas. My sister and a family friend were coming to visit us for the holiday season, and this really happened. It must have been just like within 15 minutes of them arriving. They were immediately just like asked to build with our little one. They were really gracious and fun and started building with her, and it was just so cute to watch them because like they had barely, put their stuff away, greeted us and whatever, and it was just like, let's start building some Lego. And so our kiddo brought out her little set that we keep all her spare loose Lego bricks organized inside, and they were just doing some free building together, which is super cute. They made some really great structures too. I was very impressed, and it was really nice to see them just diving in, having fun, two adults playing with our kiddo, building some creative things, and it just seemed like they were really getting into it too. We didn't even want to interrupt. It was almost dinner time, but they were just so into it anyway. So like I said, it's when you come to our house, it's kind of a rite of passage. And it's not just an in-house activity either. I actually travel with a couple of sets of Lego in my bag. Like if we're going on a big family trip, if we have to stay at a hotel, if we're staying at relatives, I'll bring a couple of the smaller sets and I'll put them in my bag. Hashtag mom bags are full of crazy stuff. Am I right? Does anybody else do that? Or is that just me being a weirdo? It's great. It's a great form of distraction. I do put them in a little baggie because otherwise those pieces, they end up everywhere. So I do try to keep it relatively contained, and you can only do it in certain spaces so that you don't lose the pieces. But our little one's pretty good with keeping her pieces in one place most of the time. But yeah, we did that when we visited my sisters the year before, and we just had a blast. They got to build then too. Hubby and I love building Lego sets with our daughter. We've been doing this since she was probably 2 years old, honestly. She has quite the formidable collection, if I do say so myself. We started her off with the bigger set, the Duplo set, and the first two that we got her, one was like a horse stable set and the other one was like a Disney Princess Belle set. And I still have those sets. I can't get rid of them, like even though she's outgrown them and doesn't really build with them as much anymore, but they just have such a special place in my heart. I just remember all the joy and pride that she felt as she was building her set, seeing the consequences of her actions, putting this in here and the cause and effect of all of it, and seeing what she could make. It was super cool. I'm an educator and former classroom teacher, so whenever I find an activity that builds, autonomy, relatedness, and competency all in one go, I'm just like, yes. There's so much research as well on the benefits of playing with Lego bricks, and not just Lego bricks, but building blocks, all kinds of building blocks. You can see some of the research by Amy Shelton and others at the Johns Johns Hopkins Institute. It's pretty neat. For example, playing with Lego bricks and other building blocks too. It doesn't just have to be Lego, but it's Lego Day, so I'm talking about Lego. But playing with Lego sets actually supports spatial problem solving skills that enable you to see the world from different perspectives. How rotating and manipulating different elements allows for different types of connections and creations. There's actually a lot of evidence that spatial skills development can be indicative of how a child does in math. The tactile physical feedback of block play does seem to have lifelong advantages, both in academic sense and just across the board. Many reasons to play with Lego and other building blocks. Check the research out, it's quite fascinating. I remember when I was a kid, I didn't get to play with Lego like ever, even though I always wanted to. So it's been really nice that I get to do this now with our kiddo. It's like double the fun. I get to relive some of that desire that I had when I was a kid, and also just as an adult, I do enjoy it. Also, they have so many sets now. Like they cater basically to whatever your kid could be interested in. They likely have a set for it. It's just amazing because it'll speak to a variety of kids and adults, and that's been so great to see. For example, our kiddo really loves Disney princesses. She really loves Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse, and also Spidey and his amazing friends. And so we've gotten lots of sets that involve those characters. And also she likes Wicked, so Elphaba and Galinda. It's so great that they have so many varieties for her, and that we're able to pick and choose between the different sets and have them match her interests at the time and also her abilities as they develop. So that's just been super cool. You know, I don't know if everybody else does this, but after we build our sets, we actually play with them. We'll create our own stories, or we will reenact some of the stories from the franchises that she's interested in. And then we break it up and then we do it all over again. You know, we've actually built her sets so many times now that I think most of them she can actually do on her own, except for the really big ones. We have one of the like Princess Headquarter, I think it's what it's called, Lego sets, and it's a pretty big build, and it takes a couple of days. So that one she hasn't built on her own, but she has a ton of Legos that she will just do. Oh, I said Legos, that she will just build on her own. She actually even went through this phase where she would wake up really early and she would build in her room. She would get her little Lego sets and she would just be in her room building, completing a bunch of sets all by herself, which was kind of nice because it allowed us to sleep in a little bit. She doesn't really do that anymore, but we're hoping that phase is back in. How about all of you? Are your kids obsessed with Lego? Are you obsessed with Lego? What are some of your favorite sets? Do you travel with some Lego sets like I do, or am I just kind of a weirdo on that one? So if you're having trouble getting your kiddo to get into Lego, let me know in the comment section. I do have some tips for how I introduced it with our little one that got her really excited from day one, and you know, maybe that will work with your kiddo. Okay, everyone, time for life at the speed of love. I think it's important for couples to build things as a team. So I know you're building your family, you're building your home, maybe you're building your careers together, whatever the case may be. But I think it's important as a couple to have something that you can build together that isn't like a big, massive project, that is just for play, something that won't necessarily take too long, but that the two of you can spend some quality time engaging with. I would say that doing this is probably equally important at the beginning of your relationship as at any other point in your relationship, but it's really great because in the beginning of your relationship, it actually gives you some insight into how you two will work together. When hubby and I first started dating, we actually built a really wonky looking mosaic. I mean, neither of us knew what we were doing. We're not mosaic makers, right? But we had a good time. We laughed through the whole process. We kept cracking up at how silly it was looking, and at the final product, we still have that little mosaic. And the second one, or the blank template that we were going to use to make us the look better one that we were going to make, and though we never actually got to making the second mosaic, it is such a fun early memory of our relationship that I look back on very fondly. And though we didn't realize it at the time, it actually served as a preview of how we would work together in our relationship, how we'd communicate, how we'd organize our minds, our strengths and challenges, how we would help each other. And honestly, many of those same dynamics are still at play in our relationship now. So fast forward almost 10 years, and something that we like to build now is, yes, you guessed it, Lego! Come on, you knew, full circle, right? We love building with Lego, so we make Lego sets together. That's one of the things that when we have time for, you know, some of our date nights, we'll sit down, and we like it because it's not a massive project. We're parents. We don't have a lot of spare time, but we get to finish it. We get to work on it together. And we don't pick the really big Lego sets because we know that those you typically have to like leave out for several days to complete. And we don't have that kind of untouched space in this household. We know that if we leave a big old set outside, the pieces are going to end up, you know, played with and it won't be in the same condition. So we don't do those. We usually try to do the sets that we can finish in the evening or in a couple of evenings. Some of like our favorite ones have been in the Harry Potter franchise, in the Star Wars franchise. We also like the space ones. So those are the ones that we've built. And it's just been such a fun way to complete something together that is low stakes and fun. Folks, a question for you. What are some of your thoughts on couples coming together to build something as a way to bond? Have you tried this? How did it work out for you? What are some of the things that you're building with your partner, spouse, girlfriend, or boyfriend? Let me know in the comment section. We are almost at the end here, but we can't close out without our win of the week and our forward fail. All right, so the win for this week is, I had mentioned in the first episode that one of my New Year's resolution is to work on my fitness, and good news, I've lost 2 pounds, which is really exciting to see that I'm making some progress. Also, really great confirmation that the Barbie dance party game is working. Okay, I'm having fun with my kiddo, and also late at night, I get 30 minutes to myself working on those Barbie dance moves. And we've discovered some other really cool games on our NEX, not sure what it's called, but one of those, the little cube game system that we've discovered recently, and it's just been so much fun. So we're gonna keep going, and I'm excited to continue working on that fitness that I've been talking about. Okay, time for the fail now. So I also mentioned that I was doing this 52 self-portraits. I guess it's a challenge. I don't know if it is a real challenge. I was just doing it because my husband's doing this 52 frames challenge, which is a separate real challenge. I was just doing a 52 self-portraits challenge, but that is like thought out, that represents something that's going on where I'm at in that week. Anyway, so I did it the first week. I didn't realize I skipped the second week. I don't know how that happened. I think that week was just so crazy that I skipped it, didn't realize it, then did it again the third week, but then felt bad because I was just like, oh no, like I stopped. I failed the challenge. And so I decided to reframe it to myself. Like, okay, we just won't say that the first week was the first week of January. We'll start the third week, that will be the week. I'll count from that week forward. My husband was just like, why don't you not do it? Because you're already doing the podcast, you're working, you're doing a million things. And he might be right. It might be too much, but I'm trying to be intentional. The objective of the 52 self-portraits is just to capture myself where I am during that week at some point in that week, because parents, we are so often behind the camera that, we don't see ourselves as much. And so that was the rationale behind it. And so I'm going to try again. I'll let you know how it goes. I hope it doesn't end up being like a complete fail. But, we continue trying if something goes amiss. My question for you is, what are some of your wins of the week or some of your forward fails? Let me know in the comments section. Okay, everyone, it's time to go. This was fun. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button. Also, make sure to subscribe so you can get more of our videos. Do let me know some of the topics that you're interested in so I can add them to our queue. If you'd like to find more on my daily musings, go ahead and follow me on Blue Sky. Like I always say, it's my favorite social media platform, and I've deleted a lot of the others, so I don't think I have any other social media platform besides just here on YouTube and Blue Sky. I like it a lot. It's very customizable. It's fun. I post mainly like silly things, funny things. I post life at the speed of childhood things. My handle there is life at the speed of childhood, or you can find me under life at the speed of. Both of those should work. Wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Hope that you find some time today, this week, this month, this year to do something that is positive for you and to bring more positivity to those around you and a little bit more joy to the world. Catch you all later. Bye! Stay till the end. Okay, so here are some of our Lego collections. Let me bring some out. So we keep our sets in like these big dressers that we got that are in our family room, and each of these just has a bunch of Lego in them. So we've got this like set, we've got this little canoe, Moana's Ocean Adventure. We've done this one a lot of times. Okay, so we have this one, which is the Interstellar Spaceship. And this one actually our kiddo picked out for Father's Day to give to my husband. And so I think it's still built. It is. It's still built. This is one of the ones that we haven't actually taken apart because it's on the older age range for our kiddo. So we all did it as a family. So you can see it here. Putting it back in. Trying to put it back in. These are some of the little side pieces. So that one, it's a more sophisticated build. It took us a bit to do with her. So we haven't broken that one apart, but we definitely had fun doing it. Okay, we've built this. This was a pretty epic one. So we built this one, Moana's wayfinding boat. We did this one, so our kiddo and I did it together. and had a lot of fun, but this one took a long time. So we had to take many breaks in between. And it's funny because she always just wants to finish it right away. And I'm trying to explain to her, like, the really big builds, you can step away from them and then come back. She's still learning that. Okay, this one was a huge one. Definitely more sophisticated. As you can see, it's for 7-year-olds and older, and our kiddo's definitely younger. This was one of the ones that I told you our kiddo enlisted another one of my sisters when she came over to build with her. So they built this together, but about 30% of the way, she just ended up, she was like, clearly had reached her limit and just had my sister build it basically by herself. We got this. Our kiddo had just watched the movie Wish and she loves that movie. So we had gotten her this one. We couldn't find one that was a little bit younger. So that's why we ended up with this much older set. My sister was just such a champ for building this really time-consuming build in one sitting. Also have Rapunzel. This one has been really nice to build. Kiddo can do this one all by herself. She can also do Jasmine all by herself. She can also do this Moana one all by herself. So those are some of the ones that she can do on her own. Let me see, what's this? This was for the space shuttle. Okay, I saved these little things. I'm not sure if you're supposed to or what you're supposed to do with them, but I just keep them in here. Built Belle's Storytime carriage. This one we've built a lot of times. Actually, yes, this was one of the ones that I was talking about, that she would wake up and would just build this on her own in her room while we were sleeping. Built that one a lot. Frozen. Of course we have Frozen. They all love Frozen. We've built the Frozen set a bajillion times. She can definitely do this one on her own as well. Another Frozen one, this ice cream shop one. We've got a lot of Frozen. We've done entire stories with the Frozen scene. Look, this loose set. So this is from I mentioned that like one of the first Legos that we got was the Duplo set actually. And so this is from the horse stable one. I don't have the box for it. Our kiddo was much younger, so you can tell that this one received a lot of love. And so it hasn't held out so well, but I keep it. I keep the stuff in here. The pieces just kind of live in here loose, and I should put them somewhere else because it's hard to organize this box with those pieces at the bottom, but I can't get rid of them, and there they are. Okay, now this one from the movie Wish, we've been able to build together. It's not as time consuming as the other builds, because the other build, while it's the same age range, the other build is just a bigger build. This one has fewer pieces, so it is more accessible. Let's see what else. Look, okay, so this is the Belle. What is it called? Let's see. It's Belle's Ballroom. This is a really good introductory set. So if you're trying to get your like 2 or 3-year-old into building with Lego, try this Duplo set. It's a really accessible, really good start. We really enjoyed doing this one. We don't play with that one as much anymore, but it's still in here. You can see in here, like there's the loose pieces for the stable. Okay, I'm gonna put these away. Once upon a time I had these better organized. Let's keep it moving. What else have we got here? So many. It's a little bit like Tetris, lining these up. Good thing we're doing all that spatial awareness work by building these. This is why, apparently. Okay, putting this here, this here. There's no rhyme or reason. More bins! More drawers, not bins. They're drawers. Okay, we have this hamburger one. Can you see it? It's the burger truck. Our kiddo's not a huge fan of burgers, but we have a burger truck. I think we got this one also for her, maybe it was for her birthday. And we've built this a few times. It's a really good set as well. She likes delivering the food to the other Lego characters. We'll bring them out and she'll serve them. And it's really cool because the pieces, they can actually go in there. So this is a really fun build too. Mickey and Minnie. Gotta love Mickey and Minnie. This camper has been great. We've built this a lot of times. Kiddo can also do this one by herself. Harry Potter. I got this one. I think I got this one for Mother's Day for me. Kiddo and my husband actually picked this one out. I love Harry Potter. So we built this one together as a family. It's 8 and up, so it's not one kiddo can do independently, but it was cool to do it all of us together. And there's not a lot of pieces, so she was actually really able to help out with different parts. We'll break it up into parts that everybody can handle. Frozen. This is Anna's castle courtyard. So we don't just have Elsa, we also have Anna. Got this nice Frozen set. We've got a lot of the Frozen sets. This one's been built a lot. As you can tell, this box has seen better days. It's one of the ones that Kiddo would also build by herself in her room. 4 pieces, so that one is like, it's a pretty good entry-level one. Okay, this one again is from the Lego Friends series. It's been built a lot, as you can tell. The box is also has seen a lot of love. And it wasn't too expensive. That one was $10. Okay, we don't just build the sets. We do like just free builds as well. And so this set came with like a bunch of loose pieces. As you can tell, we've lost one of the little clamps that keeps this closed. I have no idea where that is. I've looked. No clue. So this I'm always scared that it's just gonna spill everywhere. But yeah, this set is pretty neat because it does have like the little booklet where you can learn to make some specific structures. Pretty cool. But it also just encourages free play, so you don't have to make the builds. I did hear that it's good to get them to practice doing the builds just because they can learn some of the steps of like how to build more complicated structure. They can develop those skills. I have noticed that that's been pretty effective for our kiddo because now that she has some of the foundations of how to do certain things with the sets, and she's done some of the other, like the Frozen sets or the Disney sets, she has a lot of background knowledge now on different types of structures she can create, so she can actually apply that to her free build. So it informs that part of her play as well. So I think getting the sets is pretty great, but also making some time for them to just build their own thing. This is a big one. It's the Sleeping Beauty set. We've got the dragon. The dragon is actually, we left it built because that dragon took a while. The castle was easy to make. The dragon took ages. Ages? It was really cool. I've never built anything like it, but it took a long time, and kiddo wanted to do it the same day, and I was like, can we take a break? So we took a couple of breaks, but we did finish it the same day, mainly because she loves all of the Disney princesses, and I think we've got a set for all of them, I think, or almost all of them. Anyway, yeah, so we keep the dragon just on display downstairs, and I don't know how it's remained intact, but so far, so good. We built the castle twice. Good set, but you might, this one you might want to wait till your kid is 7. Okay, this is another Disney princess one. We've got the bell, the bigger castle, right? We've done the other one, the little Duplo one, but this is the upgraded big one here. I think this one is 4 and up. Yeah, it's 4 and up. This was a really fun build. We got a lot of playtime from this one. We've built it maybe like 3 times. This isn't one that, is as easy to put together and take down. It kind of pains you to take this one down because you're like, this took a long time to put together. So the ones that take a long time to put together, we haven't built as many times. The ones that are quick, those we build a lot. Of course, that is with the exception of this ultimate adventure castle. I don't know if you can even see all of it here. So this one we have built quite a few times, because it's the ultimate adventure castle. Of course, our kiddo wants to build this giant set a million times. It's been really fun. It's 198 pieces, 6 and up. The amount of play that this has gotten has been intense. Like, the princesses are having a sleepover. There's all kinds of adventures to be had. It's a really fun one. It does take a while. What we've learned to do is to build a bag a day, because the bag is each one of these sections, and so that has been very effective. And so we'll leave the set from the previous day out, and then eventually we connect it all, and that's been what's worked for us with this one. It's great. You've got Tiana, you've got Snow White, you've got Rapunzel, you've got Moana, you've got Ariel. Like, how great is that? Look at all these princesses over here. And they've got their headquarters, all kinds of fun. Love, love, love this one. The last bin now, we've got Jasmine and Mulan. This one we've also built a lot. This one, 176 pieces. Nice size. There's 2 different builds. There's the Mulan build and here's Jasmine's build. So when we do this, we'll build one and then we'll later on in the day do the other one. It doesn't take too long for us anyway, because we've built this a lot, but this is another one that also gets a lot of play. You've got a magic carpet. What? Of course you're going to want to go on that. Mulan's got a horse, so they race each other. They've got fun. Mulan and Jasmine are just going on all sorts of adventures. This is fun. Ooh, okay, we also have this set from the new Little Mermaid, which is also a really fun. It's like they've got the little mini figures inside. We've built this. Our kiddo actually can do this one mostly on her own. She needs support with some of the parts, but this inspired our own live action. So we would build this, and then as we're playing through the story in here, we're playing through all of this. Like, we ended up just started reenacting the Little Mermaid movie, and so our kiddo, every time we do this Lego set, I know that we're also going to do the entire Little Mermaid movie. 2 for 1. Okay, so that's that. We have Encanto here. We've got Mirabel and the minifigure, and we've also got Antonio and his little jaguar friend. And this one is really cool. Our favorite part of building this was actually building this structure here, because you can swing from it and this folds out. Like, this set is so much fun. And I like that these are compact, like a little book, and then you can just keep them set up like that, and they're really easy to start playing. So we've definitely done some Encanto adventures here with Mirabel and Antonio, and our kiddo can also mostly build this one on her own too. This is the Lego Classic series. This one did a Lego themed party for our kiddo's birthday, and we built all of these little pieces before her party, so she helped build each of these, and then we saved them and we actually put them out as decorations as part of the Lego themed party, and it was really cool. We had fun. These are so cute. Kiddo can definitely do these on her own. She'll pop this one and like start free building both the structures that come here and also just doing her own thing. Loose Frozen ring. Okay, so like I said, we had the Lego party, so of course Lego glasses. Lego glasses are so cool. Okay. Oh, check it out. Frozen. Another Frozen. Got a lot of Frozen sets. Frozen is awesome. Kiddo loves Frozen and Moana. We've built this set a lot. This is one of the ones that our kiddo would also do in her room by herself because she knows it. She's done it so many times and it doesn't take as long. Okay, this is a really big one and it is one of the two tools that I recommend parents get. It's an organizer for all the loose pieces. So if you have a kid that likes to just have all the like loose pieces, you can put all the loose pieces in these 3 layers and it helps to contain the mess because we've all stepped on Lego pieces before and it hurts. It hurts. Also, there's nothing more annoying than not having like the missing piece when you're building, right? Like, so here you can keep all of that nice and steady. Our kiddo, when she doesn't have builds up here, I'm trying to be careful because as you can see, there's some free builds going on over here. We've got some structures that are being created. And so I don't want to disturb them. We've got a little Elsa over here. So she's featuring in whatever scene this is. You can save some of your structures on this, which I like, but I really just think it's a great organizer. Once upon a time, it was very well color-coded. It is no longer. The other tool that I highly recommend you get is this little thing. So this helps you take apart those pieces that are really tricky to remove. So if you don't have this little tool, some of the more complicated sets will actually give you this little tool, but I think you can also buy it at the Lego store or get it online. So we have a couple of these. We've got in 2 different colors and some of them we've just bought separately because we misplaced these. I try to keep them here. Well, actually we used to misplace them before I got this bin, but then when I got this bin, I just put them on top and we're good. Got them all nice and organized. So yeah, keep these here. Our kiddo uses them. Sometimes she just likes to take them apart with her nail, but some pieces will not come off no matter how hard you try with your fingers, or at least not for me. And I'm like, no. Let me use a tool. So that is probably 70% of the Lego collection. There's more here. I don't know if you can see it, but up here I have the remnants of what once was a Harry Potter build that hubby and I built, but I put it I shouldn't have put it up there. It fell down and it shattered into a million pieces. And so now it's no longer the Gryffindor book. It's just one of the doors. But I still keep it as a reminder that we did it. We also made a Hedwig. That one lives downstairs in hubby's studio. Okay, so that is a good chunk of our collection of Lego sets. I hope you had fun. I hope you got some ideas for some sets that you can look out for your own kiddos or for yourself. Let me know in the comment section what are some of your favorite builds or what are some of the builds that you're currently working on now. I'd love to see. I will catch you all in the next video. Bye!